Sitting at the table where the wood is worn and stained, trying to wash away the flavor of the words that we exchanged. I made a pot of coffee, but I forgot the sugar and the cream. Just like I forgot that forever was a fever dream. The kitchen's quiet now, the fire's gone a gray, but the sting upon my tongue just won't seem to go away. It's the bitter aftertaste of us lingering on my lips, like a poison in the water, like a slow and steady eclipse. We started out so sweet, like honey in the sun, but the honey turned to vinegar for the race was run. Now I'm choking on the memories of the way we used to be, with the bitter aftertaste of us as my only company. I smelled your old perfume on a scarf I found today, and for a second all the sour feelings started to decay. But then I remember the silence and the coldness in your eyes, and the way the I love yous turned into hollow, jagged lies. It's a sharp and heavy burning in the back of my throat, a tragic little ending to the beautiful song we wrote. They say that time is a healer, that it cleanses every soul, but I'm still drinking from a broken and a blackened bowl. There's no amount of water that can wash this feeling out. It's the ghost of every promise and the weight of every doubt. Yeah, it's the bitter aftertaste of us lingering on my lips, like a poison in the water, like a slow and steady eclipse. We started out so sweet, like honey in the sun, but the honey turned to vinegar before the race was run. Now I'm choking on the memories of the way we used to be, with the bitter aftertaste of us as my only company. So sour, salty, high secret, I can't keep. So settled, the salt is all I know. I'm still swallowing the goodbye from a lifetime ago. The clock on the mantle is the only thing that speaks, counting every teardrop falling down my cheeks. I've painted over memories, I've locked every door. I swore I wouldn't let your name hurt me anymore, but the whitewash is thin and the walls are too old. There's a story underneath that's still begging to be told. Now your memory is bleeding through the silence, a quiet kind of riot, a soft and steady violence. I try to keep it muffled, I try to keep it still, but the ghost of us is climbing up the windowsill. No matter how I bury it or where I try to go, the love I'm trying to hide is starting to show. It's bleeding through the silence. I went to the diner Sat in the back booth, trying to find a lie that feels better than the truth. But the steam from the coffee looks like your breath in the air, and I'm catching glimpses of you in every empty chair. The static in the room is screaming out your name. I'm a flicker of a candle trying to outrun the flame. They say silence is golden, but it's just rust and bone when you're left in the wreckage of a house on your own. It's a stain on the carpet, it's a crack in the glass, watching the ghost of forever finally pass. Yeah, your memory is bleeding through the silence, a quiet kind of riot, a soft and steady violence. I try to keep it muffled, I try to keep it still, but the ghost of us is climbing up the windowsill. No matter how I bury it or where I try to go, the love I'm trying to hide is starting to show. It's seeping through the floorboards, it's soaking through the night. I can't keep the darkness from finding light. Just a slow red ache where you used to be, bleeding through the silence until it's all I see. I'm sweeping up the pieces of the wine glass that you threw, but I'm careful not to cut the parts that still belong to you. The moonlight catches edges of the shards across the floor, like a map of every argument we've had behind that door. I'm barefoot in the kitchen, walking in circles in the dark, trying not to let the jagged edges leave another mark. It's all broken glass and sweet dreams tonight, tangled in the memories of when we had it right. I'm sleeping on the splinters of the promises we made, watching how the glitter of forever starts to fade. One half of me is bleeding, the other's holding on to the ghost of how you kissed me before the spark was gone. I closed my eyes and saw us in that house beside the lake, but I woke up to the sound of something else about to break. The frame around our picture is a web of silver lines, a fractured little window into better, brighter times. I'm trying to glue the us back, but the glue won't ever hold when the hands that used to warm me have turned bitter, sharp and cold. You can't make a mirror out of dust and regret. You can't find the sun once it's finally set. Every step I take is crunchy, every breath I take is thin. I'm living in the wreckage of the skin I'm living in. Yeah, it's broken glass and sweet dreams tonight, tangled in the memories of when we had it right. I'm sleeping on the splinters of the promises we made, watching how the glitter of our forever starts to fade. reaching for a warmth that isn't there. Just a fistful of fabric in a room full of air. The sun hits the pillow where you used to lay your head, but the light feels heavy on this empty side of bed. I'm tracing the patterns of the threads in the dark, trying to find where we lost that final spark. Now I'm shivering under these cold sheets left behind, trying to untangle your memory from my mind. There's a winter in this bed and I can't seem to shake a hollow kind of silence that's about to make me break. You took the fire, you took the life, you took the sweet from good night, and left me freezing in the middle of the night. I haven't washed the linens, I'm scared to lose the scent of a version of us before the love was spent. But the cotton's getting chilly and the air is getting thin. I'm a stranger in the skin that I'm living in. Every time I roll over, I hit the edge of the blue. Just a desert, a space where there used to be you. They say, make your bed and lie in it. Well, I've done just that, but the feathers feel like stones and the world is falling flat. How can a piece of cloth feel so much like a grave when it's holding the ghost of the love I couldn't save? Yeah, I'm shivering under these cold sheets left behind, trying to untangle your memory from my mind. There's a winter in this bedroom I can't seem to shake, a hollow kind of silence that's about to make me break. You took the fire, you took the life, you took the sweet from good night, and left me freezing in the middle of cold sheets, wide awake. Just how much can one heart take? The morning's coming, but the warmth is gone. I'm just a shadow, waiting for the dawn. I've worn out the soles of my favorite boots, following shadows and digging up roots of a love that died out in the heat of the July, leaving me stranded with a mouthful of wine. I've peeked around corners and stared at the door, but I can't keep on haunting this house anymore. The dust is all settled, the air's getting thin, and I'm tired of losing the skin that I'm in. I'm done chasing your ghost, I'm letting go of the sheet. I'm taking my heart off this dead-end street. I've spent too many midnights talking to walls and waiting for echoes in empty-ass halls. You're a vapor, a memory, a trick of the light, and I'm finally giving up the phantom tonight. Yeah, I'm done chasing your ghost. I deleted the photos where you're laughing at me. I'm pruning the branches family tree. The scent on your pillow is finally gone, and for the first time in years I'm not waiting for dawn just to see if your silhouette crosses the floor. I'm locking the windows and bolting the door. You're not in the steam of the shower no more. You're just a stain on the wood of the floor. It's a lonely kind of freedom, a cold kind of brave, to stop laying flowers on a digital grave. I'm catching my breath, I'm steadying my hand, building a life on some solid dry land. Yeah, I'm done chasing your ghost, I'm letting go of the sheet. I'm taking my heart off this dead-end street. I've spent too many midnights talking to walls and waiting for echoes in empty-ass halls. You're a vapor, a memory, a trick of the light, and I'm finally giving up the phantom tonight. Yeah, I'm done chasing your ghost. Starting, start standing. No more where you, no more demanding. The hallway is empty, the spirit is through. I'm finally finished with the shadow of you. I went into the market, almost bought two of everything. Caught myself reaching for the brand that you bring. The cashier smiled, but I couldn't look back. I'm a train on a bridge that's run out of track. I stepped out to the street where the city is loud, but your ghost is the only thing I see in the crowd. Now the walls are just echoes of your name. Every hollow hallway whispers just the same. I scream into the canyon of the life we used to lead, but the silence is the only thing that's guaranteed to bleed. It's a low, lonely hum in the back of my head, living with the words that we never quite said. The radio played that song from 3 summers ago. I tried to turn it off, but my hands were too slow. Suddenly the kitchen was a dance floor for two, and I'm spinning in circles with the shadow of you. But the music is sharp and the floor feels like ice. Memories a gamble and I found the wrong dice. If I shout it loud enough, will it bring you back home? Or am I just carving your name in a stone? In a stone, it bounces off the ceiling and it falls to the floor. A sound without a heartbeat, knocking on my door. Yeah, the walls are just echoes of your name. Every hollow hallway whispers just the same. I scream into the canyon of the life we used to lead, but the silence is the only thing that's guaranteed to bleed. It's a low, lonely hum in the back of my head, living with the words that we never quite said. Your name, like a prayer I forgot. Only your name is the only thing I've got. Echoes, just echoes. taillights shrank into a tiny pair of stars, until the road was empty and the only pulse was ours. I stayed out on the gravel till the exhaust turned to mist, holding on to one last ghost of a goodbye kiss. Now the map we drew together has a giant hole inside, and I'm standing at the station where the two of us collided. You're fading out of sight, you're fading out of mind, leaving all the could-have-beens 1,000 miles behind. The colors of your sweater and the static of your laugh are blurring like a memory in a weathered photograph. I'm reaching for the outline, but the edges are too bright as you're fading out of sight. I walked into the kitchen, tried to conjure up your face, but the shadows have been busy taking up your space. I can't remember if your eyes were more like green or blue. It's the cruelest kind of heartbreak, losing the literal view of you. The details start to soften, the sharpest pains go dull, and the silence in this hallway is starting to feel full. Is it better to remember, or is it kinder to forget, to lose the sun entirely, or watch a slow and painful sunset every day? You're smaller, just a speck upon the hill, while I'm standing in the valley, perfectly painfully still. Yeah, you're fading out of sight, you're fading out of mind, leaving all the could-have-beens 1,000 miles behind. The colors of your sweater and the static of your laugh are blurring like a memory in a weathered photograph. I'm reaching for the outline, but the edges are too bright as you're fading out of sight. Oh, go in, go in, gone. I'm still here waiting for the dawn, but the horizon's empty and the sky is turning gray. You're just a flicker, a million miles away. I thought we were made of something diamond tough, that we could weather through the window when the air got rough. But we were just porcelain disguised in stone, building a life on a foundation alone. You dropped a careless word, I let a promise slip, and I felt the first hairline fracture start to rip. They say silence is heavy, but they've got it all wrong, because the sound of a snapping is a deafening song. It's a crash in the hallway, it's a roar in the chest, a million sharp pieces that won't let me rest. The world thinks it's quiet when the love falls apart, but fragile hearts break loud, tearing the silence apart, tearing the silence apart. I'm picking up the shards of the plans that we made in the flickering light thunder is goodbye, falling out of the sky. One little touch and the whole thing came down. The loudest damn noise in this whole lonely town. Yeah, they say silence is heavy, but they got it all wrong. Because the sound of a snap and is a deafening song. It's a crash in the hallway, it's a roar in the chest, a million sharp pieces that won't let me rest. The world thinks it's quiet when the love falls apart, but fragile hearts break loud, tearing the silence apart, tearing the silence apart. Do you hear that? The echo of the end. It's the loudest thing I've known. Losing my best friend. Fragile hearts break loud. I still walk softly past your door at night, waiting for the sliver of that closet light. But the soul goes no creak under your weight, no more. Just the sound of the wind shaking the frame of the door. I reach for your hand in the space where you slept. Found only the secrets the mattress has kept. Now I'm living with ghosts in the hallway, tracing the shadows of where you used to stand. I'm talking to silence, open answers, reaching for air where I once held your hand. Every corner's a memory, every room is a scar. You're everywhere here, but you're so damn far. Just a ghost in the hallway, fade into gray, watching the man that you left drift away. Your coffee cup sitting there where there's love, a porcelain witness too hardened to theft. I can't bring myself to move it an inch. The part of a clean house makes my soul flinch. Because if I scrub the floors and I dust off the glass, I'm just erasing the footprints of all that has passed. They say time has a healer, but time has a thief. It steals all the color and leaves only grief. I see you in years when I time too fast. The flicker of forever that wasn't built to last. Yeah, I'm living with ghosts in the hallway, tracing the shadows of where you used to stand. I'm talking to silence, hoping it answers, reaching for air where I once held your hand. Every corner's a memory, every room is a scar. You're everywhere here, but you're so damn far. Just a ghost in the hallway, fade into gray, watching the man that you left drift away. The house is so quiet, I can't hear my heart break. Go on and haunt me, it's all I the sofa, leaning to the right, but there's no one there to catch me in the middle of the night. I bought a single ticket for the late night picture show and realized I've got no one left, half my thoughts to go. I'm cooking for a ghost, putting 2 plates on the wood, then scraping one into the trash like I always knew I would. I'm walking around with half a heart left in my chest, the other half is buried in the coat you like the best. I'm a lopsided shadow, a song without a beat, trying to find my balance on these hollow city streets. You took the wheel and left the me to figure out the rest, with just a heavy aching half a heart left. Half the bed is cold and the closet's halfway bare. There's a lot of empty hangers hanging on to empty air. I tried to tell a joke today, but I forgot the end, because you were the punchline and my very best friend. The mirror shows a person that I barely recognize, with a missing piece of puzzles reflected in my eyes. They say that two become one when the love is deep and true, but nobody warns you what the one is supposed to do. When the math doesn't add up and the division starts to show, and you're left with all the feelings and nowhere left to go. Yeah, I'm walking around with half a heart left in my chest, the other half is buried in the coat you like the best. I'm a lopsided shadow, a song without a beat, trying to find my balance on these hollow city streets. You took the wheel and left the me to figure out the rest, with just a heavy aching half a heart left. Just a fragment, just a part, beating slow in a broken heart. And a half a man in a half empty room, waiting for the other half to come back home.